Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to Billionaires Club 101. Today's topic is El Chapo. El Chapo versus Donald Trump, or Donald Trump versus El Chapo. El Chapo is a drug lord. He has a huge control of the Mexican border when it has something to deal with drug trafficking. El Chapo is part of the, I believe, the Sinaloa drug cartel. It's one of the biggest drug cartels in Mexico, with distribution coming out of Colombia and other countries that I guess he gets. Well, in the 80s, El Chapo was one of the runners for one of the originating drug cartels back in those days. As a youngster, he would grow along the lengths of time of putting in some of those things that you have to do to make a position for yourself. So fast forward today, El Chapo, I believe in 1993, he was captured in Guatemala or somewhere in South America, or Central American countries, and then they extradited him to Mexico. Now he was captured in 1993, or was it 1992? It was around that time. But around that time, he also was bribing some of the prison guards to assist him in escaping. And he found a few, I guess, of some prison guards who were willing to do that. I guess, this is a, I won't say a third world country, but I would say a country is suppressed by their government, where some of that money that the government has been mismanaged. So I won't call it Mexico a third world country because they have a lot of resources. One of the richest men lives in Mexico. El Chapo is one of the men that are one of the richest guys that lives in Mexico. So we won't call Mexico a third world country. You just say a country that's been underserved by their government. A lot of money has been misappropriated into certain things that are possibly corruption, things like that. But back to El Chapo, he was in a maximum. Fast forward to 2015, and I believe February of 2014, he was captured. And one of his condominiums, I guess they captured him on the 4th floor. There was no incident, no gun shooting, anything like that. Maybe they got him by surprise, or maybe he just knew and just realized that at some point he's going to get out. He just need to take a rest. So fast forward to 2015, here he was able to have some of his crew members, or maybe it was an inside job with the prison, to tunnel in from a mile away from an abandoned building, looks like, and tunnel all the way to his shower. Well, I believe that he has good businesses as far as the drug cartel business goes. As far as tunneling in from 1 mile, an exact precise point for him to be dug out of a shower is definitely seems to be impossible. So I feel that maybe, and this is just my opinion alone, that it was an inside person may have assist with digging and kind of maybe use some possible lasers or something. It's just impossible for him to be able to, I guess the depth they went down is possibly 300 to 500 feet, and then dug a mile away and then came back up another 300 to 500 feet. Exact underneath his shower was just impossible to believe. Well, Donald Trump made a comment. Of course, he's running for office. He wants to become the president of the United States. And I guess he wants to have stricter border guidelines. And he's made a statement about El Chapo. He says, Mexico, this is the problem with your country, meaning that El Chapo has escaped. Well, just a few months back, we also have people escape from American prisons. So Mexico is not the only country that has people escaping out of their maximum security. There are people who are in those prisons who get attached to these prisoners, and then all of a sudden those prisoners they become a person to that prison guard who's supposed to be managing that person's life. All of a sudden they become friends. Now you see, criminals know how to mastermind their ways into people's minds and make sure that they can get into their hearts. Once they got into their hearts, they're able to befriend them, and now that you're not looking at them no longer as a prisoner, you're looking at them as a friend. So So now that friend is probably confiding in you with certain things that they probably never told anyone. And all of a sudden you have compassion for them. And now you feel like, well, what can I do to help their problems? And all of a sudden you do the wrong thing. And that wrong thing is to kind of give them tips on how to get out of prison. Because prisons, they're built certain ways. Only a person who know how to get out of those prisons are people who know the secret passageways, exits, shift change, guards, pacing back and forth of what route they go or what time they're on duty. So prison guards have a lot to do with that and have nothing to do with the country. But also I want to say address Donald Trump. One thing you got to realize that once you become the president of the United States, you're not going to be able to just sit in your New York office and manage the country. Now you have to manage what's called the world. The United States is more than just coming to America. We also have allies that we are involved in and making sure some of their requests as our allies, can you assist us with our domestic problems? And the United States has been assisting certain countries with their domestic problems and trying to help them find the better solution for their people. Now sometimes you have people who are misguided by propaganda and other outlets to say that this is what they're trying to do to us. Of course, now you have outrage, now you have war. Well, these are the things that you have to understand, that the United States becoming the president is just more than managing the Mexican border and making a good press conference. So just want you to understand that I've seen a few presidents before they go into the White House, it takes a toll on them. And I know that Mr. Trump, I want to take anything away from you. You have good ethics, but I know that you live a lavish lifestyle. And some of those things you may have to give up. Are you prepared to do so? I'm not saying I voted for Barack Obama. I'm with or against him. Politics are politics. I listen to politics. I vote based on what I expect to happen. But a lot of times when you hear politicians say that they're going to do this for you, sometimes you will be disappointed. So anyway, El Chapo, he's a drug lord. I guess his business is cocaine, heroin, marijuana, other types of drugs. But then also you got to look at the United States. The United States, we are now in the drug producing business. Marijuana is legal in a lot of states in the United States now. Marijuana, just years ago, you go to prison based on certain how many pounds or how much marijuana you have, and if it looks like it's being distributed. Now you also realize that the United States has a big prescription pill problems with certain people. We're pushing a lot of prescriptions on people that probably doesn't necessarily need it. So a lot of it is being hypocritical, but of course, one country, once you come to the United States, it now becomes the United States problem. So to building allies, our allies are to go after those people to make sure they are in good standings with the American government. So politics is politics. Do I agree with how El Chapo go out and get his money? I'm neutral on that. I'm an abiding citizen in my country, the United States. He has to take care of what he has to take care of in his country, to live a certain lifestyle that he chooses to live. I was speaking to an acquaintance of mine, and he is actually from Mexico, and he did say that El Chapo is like a Robin Hood, if you will. Says that even though his business is drugs, but he helps out with a lot of streets, getting them repaired, helping students in schools of that nature, providing food banks and things like that. I had no clue. I just thought he was just a killer and things like that. But someone kind of just told me a little bit about him. But I'm not trying to make him a saint, trying to make him any better than the next person. But at the same time, I believe that people live the way they live, just like with Donald Trump. I know some of that wealth that you came into is from your dad. You work with your dad. He showed you the ropes. Along those ropes, you learn how to manage certain things and make money for yourself, make a name for yourself. So you did an excellent job, And just like El Chapo, maybe his parents and his people came up a certain way, and their lifestyle is where it's at. But according to Celebrity Net Worth, El Chapo's worth a few $billions. So, money's not everything. How you get it is just how you get it. But I hope I hope that ransom or that demand of $100 million for bringing Donald Trump to El Chapo dead or alive, I hope that was just a joke, and I hope Donald Trump is not in any harm in any way. I hope El Chapo realizes it's just politics, and he just made a statement and just kind of maybe spoke out of turn. All right, thank you for tuning in to Billionaires Club 101. Have a good day.